Now that you know so much of the basics of PHP, you can start using them in proper PHP scripts. I want you to create an interactive story. You may have seen these on the web before. You have your customer enter in a list of words, nouns, adverbs, etc., and then piece them together in a paragraph to create a dynamic and sometimes funny story. For this script, first, create the form. This form will have 13 text entry boxes. Each of the text entry boxes will contain one of these. The first box will contain a verb, the second box a room in the house, the third an adjective, and so on and so forth. That is the first page of your script. There'll be no PHP on this page. It'll be straight HTML. Next, the second page will take each of the entered parameters and plug them into a paragraph. The paragraph can be found in the third chapter code folder titled createyourown.txt. It looks like this. The PHP script will simply print out the paragraph, substituting the bracketed text notations with the corresponding text entered in the form. If you're not sure how to do this, review the movie on superglobals. So again, a few hints. Make the form method post type. Form action will be to the second page, the PHP page. Substitute the bracketed text with the text box inputs. So this would be the first text input. This would be the second text input, so on. And finally, review the chapter on superglobals to figure out how to call the input form variables. So pause this movie now, or come back later to this point to see a solution. Okay, welcome back. By now you should have 2 pages. The first page is the form. The second page is the PHP script. Let's have a look at this first page, the form. This is also in the code folder for chapter 3 called solution_a_html.html. It's pretty straightforward. The thing to note here is the name attribute of your input boxes. Verb1, room1, adjective1. These are what we're going to need in our PHP script. Also note that at the top I included instructions on what to do and helpful links for those people who may not know what a verb or an adjective or a noun are. This is all part of making your application a useful one. Try to think like the person that will be using the program, where they may have difficulties. What can I do to make it easier for them? It's all part of programming a proper application. So now let's examine the PHP script. This is also in the chapter 3 code folder called solution_a_php.php. There are a few different ways to display the results. These are just a couple. In the first one, we enclose it all within a print statement. In the second, the text is called to be interpreted as we go along. Because of the number of evaluations that we have here, the first, enclosing it all in a print statement, is the cleaner way to do it, though both are correct. The key to this solution is the use of the superglobal_post, which we see here and here. There are other ways you could call it, using other superglobals such as _request or globals. If you tried to use the superglobal get, _get, then it would not work, since I suggested the method of the form to be a post method. If you change the form method to a get method, then it would work. You could have also assigned each of these values into a variable, but since they're already part of the superglobal variable, that would just be redundant. So to see this in action, a verb. If you don't know what a verb is an action word. So let's say an action word being fast. Room in a house, bathroom. An adjective is what describes a noun, and a noun is a person, place, or thing. So let's say a large. And a large what? Well, what's in a bathroom? A large shower. Piece of furniture. Lamp. Another person, place, or thing. A mat. Another room in the house. Bedroom. Another verb, which is, again, an action word. Ran. Back here, we're going to change this to flew. A noun, another person, place, or thing, bedspread. Another piece of furniture, desk. A liquid, well, it's got to be a beer. A number, let's say 10. And finally, another person, place, or thing, that would be a tree. Click on Create Story, and there we have it. One day, while I flew in the bathroom, a large shower fell through the roof. It immediately jumped on the lamp and knocked over the mat. Then it ran out the door into the bedroom and ran a bedspread off the desk. It then knocked a glass of beer off the coffee table. After 10 minutes of chasing the shower through the house, I finally caught it and put it outside. It quickly climbed the nearest tree. Pretty silly. So there you go. Again, a fairly simple script. And you're just getting the idea of how PHP can be used interactively with the viewer of the web page. Next chapter, we're on to loops and conditionals.